Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Doctor Who.
Now listen.
I have only just started watching Doctor Who. One season. Oh yes, it's all fun. I love it. But you know what they don't tell you? The headaches, the sleepless nights, daydreaming. And because of what? To unravel these mysteries? Okay, if no one's gonna do it, then I'll do it. Okay, I'm being dramatic, but there are a lot of questions and mysteries, and I feel like each episode we're jumping into the next story and we're forgetting that there's so much going on. This is going to be a first of many where I'm going to break down and answer all the questions that the show does not want to answer. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you will know that I stay clueless in these streets, okay? I'm allergic to the answer sometimes. It can take a minute, and by a minute I mean an hour, and by an hour I mean a week, to figure things out. Now I'm hoping that if I can take a look at specific scenes, maybe I can just figure this thing out. This season on Doctor Who, we have been stalked. We have been followed around. We have been interrupted by a particular woman. She shows up, she does her business, and she leaves. Who is this woman? Why is she always showing up? Does she have an evil master plan? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's do a deep dive. Disclaimer, I've been watching Who for one season. One. If you really think you're going to find the answers here, good luck. Okay, so what do we know? One, she's been in every single episode since Ruby Road. Now, she could have been in more episodes, but I wouldn't know. Ruby Road is the first episode I ever watched. Our characters recognize that they've seen her before, so we know this is a continuing thread. In every single episode except for one, she has spoken. She said something. The Doctor doesn't seem to recognize her as someone he's dealt with prior to this iteration of the Doctor. Each subsequent time she appears, she has no memory of the previous times that we've seen her. Even when our characters ask her, she says, "No, I've never." Me? Who? Never. I've never. Is she lying? Now the question is she here with good intentions, or is she here as an adversary? Now some would argue that there is a third option. Maybe she's just neutral. Maybe she's just a watcher. Well, why don't you watch from a distance? Why are we always seeing you? Even the 73-yard lady knew to stay away. But this lady says, "I will show up, I will speak to you, I will be in your vicinity." Why? Why are you always trying to interact with these characters? Now we're going to go through all her scenes and see if we can catch her slipping. Let's go. Okay, here we are. The church on Ruby Road. December 22nd, 2023. We got the subtitles on. We're going to see everything. Here go the Doctor. Those are the mischievous goblins.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Okay, the music goes out. Everyone's confused.
Give me some Willy!
All right, I said sorry, okay?
Can you do Gaudete?
Can we do what?
Gaudete. She asked for a song. So she's one of the people in this bar. The music goes out and she is the first one to speak up. It's giving heckler vibes. She's like, "Give it a Willy. Can you do Gaudete?" Gaudete. What is Gaudete? So she's asking for a specific song. She's requesting for something. So here she's not speaking directly to Ruby or the Doctor. She's just here as one of the patrons in this particular establishment asking for a song or asking for a type of performance. Now you'll notice Ruby's band member doesn't know what Gaudete is. Clearly it's not a song that they do. Now Gaudete could be a popular song or from a musical or something that I don't know. Also interesting is the fact that right after that request, the scene jumps to the next day and it's just forgotten. Why? That's curious.
Nanny.
Here we are, space babies.
Captain Rico Trieste signing off duty for Baby Station Beta. Pacific
Rico
date
Trieste.
56-56-22.
56-56-22.
I'm signing off under protest and wish to condemn this course of action.
He signs up on the protest.
Signing off 56-56-20.
Same signing off, which could be the date, but that's a weird date.
We'll be launching an appeal against this as soon as we're home.
That happens.
Comms officer Gina Scalzi.
Gina Scalzi.
56-56-22.
Okay, this time her name is Gina Scalzi. Now the captain says he's signing off with Pacifico date 56-56-22. What kind of date is that? That's a weird date format. That seems odd. Is there something there? Is there a code in there? Interestingly, we get more information from the other crew members about why they're leaving. The captain says he is protesting the decision to leave. The chief engineer said she's going to be filing an appeal. But when Gina Scalzi appears, she says her name, says the date, and then that's all we hear. We're interrupted from the rest of her monologue there. What did she say? She says some more things there, but we actually don't hear what she says about the company or about her position or how she feels to be leaving. Right? So here we are, the Devil's Cord.
What's happened and when it happens.
Okay,
2 cups of tea, my darlings.
here she goes.
That's half a crown, tar very much.
How much?
2 cups of tea.
Outrageous.
Expensive.
Leave it, sweetheart.
That is daylight robbery.
Take it or leave it.
That's me, Margaret Lockwood in The Wicked Lady. Statuesque.
Interesting. That's me, Margaret Lockwood in The Wicked Lady, statuesque. The doctor says that's daylight robbery about the prices, and she references a play or a book saying she is Margaret Lockwood in The Wicked Lady, statuesque. So she's talking about this character with admiration. Now, I don't know anything about this Wicked Lady, so I'm going to do a quick lookup. On Wikipedia, it says The Wicked Lady is a 1945 British costume drama starring Margaret Lockwood in the title role as a noblewoman's wife who becomes a highwaywoman for the excitement. Is this a clue right here? A nobleman's wife who becomes a highwaywoman for the excitement. A highwayman, a woman, is someone who steals from travelers. So she's comparing herself to this character in this film. What can we glean from this? If she's actually being honest about her intentions here, and if this is a clue, then is she saying to us that she is somebody of importance in some world and she's able to go around playing these characters and setting herself in these worlds for the excitement or for some chase, for some high? Or could it be a metaphor? Someone who's looking for excitement is someone who is bored with their regular life, wants to play a part, wants to try something new. So this could be pointing to the fact that everything she's doing here is self-serving. She's doing this for the theater, for fun, for jest. Maybe she's some type of Joker character that she just likes to create these scenes and in a way similar to the Cholders who like to cosplay and enter these people's lives and become the person. Okay. Now here we are in Boom. The combat detected lady, the ambulance lady. And so here, there's quite a bunch of time we have with her.
The Villengard Corporation would like to extend its deepest condolences on your upcoming loss.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
She's the face of the ambulance of this Villengard Corporation in this battlefield.
Combat detected.
And here she is again.
Detected.
Combat detected. It's a bit of a nefarious character here. This ambulance, this character, is taking out people from the battlefield that they deem unfit.
Defenses.
Here we see that the ambulance takes out Kanto as a defense mechanism. Now this is right after Kanto and Mundi express that they like each other. And all of a sudden, defense mechanism kicks in. Was it just because he was trying to reprogram the ambulance? Or is the ambulance sentient in that way and knowing that that's going to happen? So here is where we actually see her come out in the full
Identified as a
hostile data virus.
Permanently deleted.
This one actually stumps me because she's not actually there. She is an AI standing, in place of Villengard here. So is she like beaming in from somewhere, sort of infiltrating the Villengard Corporation and, setting herself up here in this moment because the Doctor and Ruby are there and now acting as the ambulance. The ambulance killed Kanto. That was specific. So maybe she's somewhere controlling these ambulance devices and, setting herself up in this scene.
Ruby Sunday. Calendar age 3082 years.
Which is odd, 3,082 years. Yeah, the AI element of this definitely throws me in for a loop because it could mean so many different things. Now here we are, 73 yards, aka when my nightmares began. So she's walking through and there's no one behind her you can see, no one. There's no one behind her. And we don't know how long she turned, but obviously not that long. And all of a sudden, she appears.
Mad. Is that all you're wearing?
Okay. The car broke down. You poor thing.
Down there, what is it? Oh, that's Glyn Gatwick.
Okay.
Oh, forgive my pronunciation.
She says, that's Glyn Gatwick. Forgive my pronunciation, which they don't.
Well, I don't think so. Have you?
And Ruby recognizes her here. And she says, I have no idea. Okay, then it goes off into the other woman, which she has no recognition of. So for me, the interesting things here were, one, she just appeared out of nowhere. Clearly, we see the path and there's no one there. Ruby turns for, I'm guessing, a moment, and all of a sudden she comes hiking through. We have such a clear line of view of the landscape that we would have seen her coming. And then the second thing that I thought was interesting was she said, that's Glyn Gatwick, if that's how to pronounce it. And then she says, they never forgive me for pronouncing it wrong. It doesn't sound like she's from there. You just hear hiking randomly. Seems to me that she's a traveler. Now, what kind of traveler? Traveling between worlds, between time periods, between universes. So that's what I'm getting from here, that she's basically saying, I'm not from here and I travel around. And also noteworthy, this is the first time she's being called out. Ruby says, I've seen you somewhere before, haven't I? And she says, no, I don't think so. So either she's lying, she's in on the whole thing, and she doesn't want to, reveal who she is, reveal her secret. But then she also, plays the part and goes forward and talks to the 73-year-old lady or older Ruby or whoever that is, and runs off like everybody else. This was an interesting one for sure, because I feel like this was the one time she really spoke to either Ruby or the doctor at length as a real human being and not an AI. And she seemed like just a regular person there, but everything points to this being very, weird, very unsettling. But she also, seems to care. She says, you're mad for not wearing, a coat. It's cold. She says, do you need a doctor? Are you looking for a doctor? Are you okay? So she seems like just, an okay, normal, caring, compassionate person. If she's playing a part, she's playing it well. That's what I'll say.
The rest of the time, we party.
So here we are, Dot and Bubble.
Mommy paid for it all.
Here we go.
You so much, darling.
Here we go.
But
Penny
I paid
Pepperbean.
for the whole moon to make you happy.
So she is Lindy Pepperbean's mother here.
Happy fine time, Lindy Lou. And don't forget, you're only a bubble away.
You're only a bubble away.
It's Mummy.
Oh, hold on, I've seen her before.
Yeah, she's the face of the ambulance from Castario.
Yep,
No, I've seen her somewhere else.
73 yards. And before that. So here she's playing Lindy Pepperbean's mom. What's interesting here is she just pops up out of nowhere, right? Lindy just says, Mommy pays for it all, and here comes Mommy. All, no one asked, and she's there. It doesn't seem to be some sort of call. Did she, call in at that exact moment? Why would she do that? Are we to assume that Lindy pulled her up? Is this a recording of a message? It seems like a recording. So did Lindy pull it up? Did it just kind of pop up there? Lindy doesn't seem shocked by it. But this is also a scene in which both our characters, the Doctor and Ruby, both recognize we've seen this character before. We've seen this person. So now it's becoming a thing. They're recognizing, as are we, the audience, that she's popping up everywhere. Of course, you know that the homeworld was destroyed, or at least that's what the report said. So we're led to believe that this particular character is gone, but we don't know that for sure. I might be wrong, but this may be the first time that another character is related to or knows about this lady. Here, she's Lindy's mom, and Lindy's saying, that's my mother. I know who this person is. Whereas the other time, she's just shown up as a one-off character. No one's vouching for her. So if she was playing a character or infiltrating someone, she wouldn't be able to do that as herself. She would have to do that as somebody else. But in this case, Lindy says, I know who this person is. So here we are, Rogue. So this is the most recent time we've seen her. And there she is.
Who is that?
The Duke's late mother. Her
The
eyes
Duke's
still
late
follow me about
mother.
the room. Constant judgment.
So here she is, the Duke's late mother. The Queen says her eyes follow her about the room, constant judgment. Honestly, if I'm looking at this portrait, it literally looks like someone is behind the picture and looking inside. There's two holes and someone is just there looking. The eyes definitely do seem like they're just facing forward or coming in, whereas the character is to the side a little bit. That's how it looks like to me, but maybe I'm reading into it. And the comment about eyes following her about the room, that could be literal. That could be the eyes literally moving, literally watching, that the eyes move. So that's what I'm getting from that. I believe this is the only time she's playing a character that doesn't speak or doesn't say anything and is just sort of referred to. And once again, this is a character that somebody else can vouch for and say, that is somebody I know. In this particular episode and setting, this character doesn't have any influence in what's going on or any sort of big kind of moment. The character is just there on the wall. Ruby saw her and then she approaches and asks about her. So if Ruby didn't see her, would the character have intervened somehow? We don't know. Every other time the character has intervened, showed up, been in the scene, spoke up, said something. This is the only time the character has remained silent and not sort of placed themselves into the scene. Why? Curious. So we've looked at the 7 episodes. We've seen all the various iterations of this character showing up, speaking up, placing herself in the scene. We know that the Doctor and Ruby remember seeing her and interacting with her. So the question remains, who is this mystery lady? And what are her intentions? It wouldn't add up that she's just forcing herself into these scenes. There are 2 instances of people vouching for her, recognizing her. She's Lindy's mom. She's the Duke's late mother. How would she have inserted herself into those storylines? 2 different times, 2 different settings. There's no way she could be both of those characters at the same time. What if this character is from a world where everyone looks the same? Everyone is just made up of this one person, this one lady. Maybe we're not talking about one person showing up in different places. Maybe it's different people who look the same showing up in different places. You know, maybe we're thinking about it wrong, but it still doesn't mean that they don't have the same shared purpose. Who is she? I don't think that's something we can know until the show tells us. What are her intentions? Well, she's been neutral, she's been nefarious, she's been kind and warm. So it's hard to say that this is just one person acting the same way every single time. I really think that one of the biggest clues that we got from the character was from the Devil's Chord and the lady literally saying, I am Margaret Lockwood in The Wicked Lady. I am this statuesque person, a character who leaves a life behind to chase excitement as a criminal. I think there is a clue there. There is some sort of theater happening here with this character. It seems to me a little bit mischievous, like the goblins. She's playing a role, she's showing up, she's able to infiltrate storylines. She's able to be at the exact moment where our characters are and speak to them. We might be grasping at straws here, but when Maestro was banished and was being thrown back into that piano, Maestro said, "The one who waits is coming." What if this woman is the one who waits? Now, I try my best to avoid spoilers in the comments, but I did see someone say that maybe Rogue is the one who waits. But I don't know, the way Maestro said it seemed like the one who waits is coming with vengeance or coming with nefarious intentions. That doesn't seem like Rogue. So I wonder if the one who waits is this lady, or if this lady is maybe a harbinger of the one who waits. Just like Maestro had a harbinger, and there's been talk of gods in this world, what if this is a god? What if this mystery lady is a god who's disguising herself as this character? This is her avatar. A god who's playing parts. A god who's infiltrating stories. Do I have the answers now? I don't know. I have more questions. Just because it's a deep dive doesn't mean we find anything. Who is this mystery lady and what are her intentions? I still don't know. But this has been a Dr. Deep Dive. See you next time. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm not out here trying to solve, in my mind, I'm a detective. I'm like Sherlock Holmes. I'm like, clues. In reality, the confused meme, that's me. I'm like, that's me. Clueless. Clueless in Seattle. Clueless the house down. Clueless Incorporated. Thoughts and prayers.